In 2007, a blog called Microsoft is Dead was written. Paul Graham, a co-founder of Y Combinator, contributed to this blog post. Y Combinator is a venture capital firm that helps entrepreneurs launch and grow their businesses. Microsoft is making a lot of money, according to Paul Graham.
However, it was no longer feared by any other corporation, i.e., none of the enterprises.
So, what were the key revenue streams for Microsoft? Using Microsoft Office or Windows. Linux has emerged as a formidable rival to Microsoft's operating system. It was on the verge of overtaking Windows as the most popular operating system on the market. Google Apps has established itself as a formidable rival to Microsoft Office.
You are able to complete all of your work in the cloud, i.e., on the internet, with no files needing to be saved on your computer/laptop.
In addition, Amazon Web Services has emerged as a cloud computing behemoth. Microsoft failed in the smartphone industry. If we look at Microsoft's stock price from 2000 to 2014, it was nearly flat. Throughout, the company's valuation was nearly constant. From 2014 to 2022, however, everything changed 180 degrees for Microsoft. The valuation has been multiplied by 10. If we talk about its valuation today, the valuation of the company is $2.35 TN. If we convert it into rupee, it's $23.2 billion. So what changed after 2014 because of which Microsoft started growing at a speed of a startup? The first change that led to Microsoft's turnaround was the change in CEO in 2014. Bill Gates was the CEO prior to 2000. Steve Ballmer was the CEO from 2000 to 2014. When he changed, at first the perception changes when any new person comes in. Because of that, people look at any business in a different way. Of course, the responsibility is also huge. And the responsibility was fulfilled by Satya Nadella. He tried to change the whole culture over there. Before 2014, there was a very aggressive culture in Microsoft. That is, people were forced to work, and new ideas were not prioritized. Because the entire top talent was focused on Windows and MS Office, which was the main source of revenue, top talent was not involved in their new businesses such as cloud computing, gaming, and social media. So, what did Satya Nadella do in his first year? He began talking with employees anonymously and individually, formed some focused groups, and began implementing based on the feedback he received. He established a culture of coaching and caring. The people who were in leadership positions were trained to become good coaches.
He can do better mentoring and caring for their team.
As a result, he transformed Microsoft from an aggressive to a more productive and caring organization. Along with the culture, he began to concentrate on business. He shifted from a Windows-first strategy to a Windows-and strategy. Windows word used to get repeated so many times in the business meetings earlier because that was the only source of bread and butter for them. And they used to get the most amount of money from there. As a result, Satya Nadella chose the Windows-and strategy. That is to say, he has decided to concentrate not only on Windows, but also on new businesses. What industries did Microsoft begin to concentrate on? They began by introducing new versions and frequent updates of Windows to better the work they were already proficient at. Second, you may recall that we used to pay a one-time fee for MS Office, which was updated every 3 years, and then we had to buy a new MS Office. Now they decided to keep continuing this model, and those who want to use this version can use it. But they also introduced MS Office 365. This can be updated regularly. For this, you need to go with the subscription model and you pay for it every year. But you get the latest model which gets integrated seamlessly. It works on your mobile phone as well as on your laptop. Secondly, they started focusing on cloud computing. Cloud simply mean that you are not required to save your work on your computer.
It can be stored in the cloud, i.e. in any third-party server.
So Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing product from Microsoft. Its revenue growth was very high in the last 4 to 5 years. With that, Windows servers were also a part of their cloud computing division. In 2018, they acquired GitHub. GitHub is the world's largest website where independent software projects work as a free source. With that, they introduced OneDrive, which allows us to save files in the cloud in the same way as Dropbox and Google Drive do. After then, there was a significant cultural shift at Microsoft. Previously, Microsoft considered other companies to be competitors. Their goods were never linked to those of other tech firms. He drastically altered the situation. He brought the Microsoft Office suite for iPhones, as well as a slew of other collaborations and integrations with Dropbox, Red Hat, Salesforce, and even Amazon. Till now we discussed personal computing and cloud computing. They started focusing on another big business segment, which was a collaborative business environment. Like MS Teams was launched in 2017 and it is the #1 collaborative tool today. They bought LinkedIn in 2017, and its sales have skyrocketed. As a result, they concentrated on gaming, which has seen a significant increase in revenue. All of these figures will be revealed soon, but first, let's discuss the other acquisitions. Nokia is a well-known brand. Microsoft bought Nokia at the same time it was pushing aggressively for smartphones. However, this proved to be a poor plan. Satya Nadella stated emphatically that this may no longer be our line of business, and that we have been attempting it for many years without success, so perhaps we should no longer focus on smartphone hardware. Nokia was totally written off from the books of Microsoft. Many people inside Microsoft had an opinion that maybe Xbox isn't their main line of business, and we should sell it to another company. But he said this is the future of business and gaming business is going to expand in the whole world. They did many acquisitions in gaming and also changed their model. They introduced a subscription model. That means they wanted to create Netflix of gaming. Developers can create their own games there and can sell on a subscription model. That is, you purchased one subscription and you'll get many games. So they did some acquisitions in the gaming. In 2014, they acquired Mojang. Then, in 2020, they paid $7.5 billion for another gaming company called ZeniMax. After that, in 2021, they made their biggest gaming bet by acquiring Activision Blizzard, a massive gaming company that created a very popular game called Call of Duty. They paid nearly $68 billion for this company. So far, we've seen how Microsoft's strategy changed after 2014. But how did it improve its revenue and profit numbers, and what were the numbers from which stream? Let's look into that. If we talk about revenue, it was around $87 BN in 2014. Against this, the profit was $22 BN. And if we see the latest numbers, the revenue in FY 2021 was $168 BN. Against this, the profit was $61 BN. That means the revenue numbers are almost double, 2x, and the profit numbers are almost 3 times, 3x. Focus on one more thing, their revenue numbers increased to 2 times but the share price actually increased by 10 times. So this explains one thing, whenever there is a turnaround for a company, the market starts giving it more premium. If we talk about its revenue by segment, as we discussed earlier as well, they make the majority of their money from personal computers. As a result, they earn a lot of money from the intelligent cloud computing, as well as from productive and business processes. In 2014, they received approximately $38.5 billion from personal computing. This was their main source of bread and butter. When we look ahead to 2021, we can see that this company has grown significantly. However, as you can see, the cloud computing industry has grown from $21.7 billion to $60.1 billion, nearly tripling. In fact, it has become their #1 business today. Then the third element, which was $27 BN, is now $53.90 BN today. Which we'll call productivity and business processes. Like they have LinkedIn and MS Teams today. Let's now look at the upcoming businesses. Firstly, I'll talk about their new lines of businesses that are grown very much in the last 4 to 5 years. In this, the first is gaming. In 2017, the revenue in gaming was $9.10 BN. Now it is $11.60 BN. And the numbers I am comparing are only till 2020. That means the present numbers are even higher. We'll look at the revenue from Xbox and other gaming sources in greater depth. From 2017 to 2020, LinkedIn revenue increased from $4.5 billion to $8 billion. Let's take a close look at Microsoft Teams. Because it was launched in 2016, the business was almost non-existent in 2017. However, it has since risen to become the world's leading collaborative platform, with a projected revenue of $6.8 billion in 2020. It was even more than that in 2021. Let us now examine the market share in the primary cloud infrastructure service business. Microsoft Azure, their primary cloud computing platform, accounts for 21% of the market. They are number 2, just behind AWS, which holds a market share of 33%. And others are still far behind. If we see in business collaborative tools, MS Teams came out as a huge tool and it made a great revenue. They've beaten Slack, which was the biggest product by a wide margin. If we talk about the daily active million users in 2021, there were 13 to 14 million active monthly users. Whereas MS Teams had 150 million active monthly users. And this data is for quarter 2, 2021. If I talk about today in 2022, it has increased very much and reached 250 million active monthly users. As a result, Microsoft Teams emerged as a significant tool. If we look at gaming players by revenue in 2021, Sony PlayStation is still number 1, with a revenue of $25 billion. Microsoft's total revenue from Xbox and other gaming revenue streams is $16 billion. Nintendo is ranked 3rd, and Tencent, the creator of the PUBG game, is ranked 4th. Activision, the creator of Call of Duty, is ranked 5th. So we must now include both of these. As a result, 16 plus 9 equals 25. So the year 2022 will be crucial in determining whether Microsoft can surpass Sony in total revenue. So we saw Microsoft's growth story.